Click the links for Odysee and Bit Chute with a little bit more free speech, and the other videos go on there. So today in Clown World, every day just gets clownier and clownier. Let's tell you what you probably already know, that nearly 3/4 of Americans believe the United States is in a state of decay. Well, no poop. No poop. You don't have to be Nostradamus to understand that one. So a recent poll came out and said just that. That the American society and culture is declining. Well, America has changed so rapidly since 1955 that it doesn't really look like America anymore. You can go on YouTube, find those old videos of America filmed during the 40s, 50s, and 60s. It's a different world. It's like at that time that America was a first world nation. It was on par with anything in Europe. They're clean, safe cities. LA in the 50s and 60s even. San Francisco, all cities, they looked unrecognizable. To watch those videos now, you go, oh my God, America is like a second or third world country now. To look at the massive decay and corruption we have. And what happened in 1965 was the Hard Seller Act, which did what it did, which is not something you really want to go into on YouTube. But I mean, if you're listening to this channel, you probably already know all about hard seller. So a recent poll came out. It said American society is up poop creek without a paddle, and it's raining a-holes. And it was across parties, though. Obviously, more Republicans and independents thought that there was an issue. But even 61% of Democrats said there was an issue. Like I know a lot of people didn't vote for Trump or Biden. They voted like in opposition, which is kind of felt what happened back in Hillary too. I didn't vote for Trump. I voted against Hillary, which was, default Trump. And it was still the better choice. Trump was a better choice than Hillary, and Trump was a better choice than Biden in 2020. But, allegedly the rest of the country didn't feel that way. Whatever, that doesn't matter. It's like if they can steal elections, then there's no point in voting. So what are you going to do? We're going to vote harder next time. Like, no, there's the ballot box, and what's next to the ballot box? Oh, it's that's that other box that you walk. The soapbox, the ballot box, and then there's that other box, which we're rapidly headed towards. So, get your fishing poles and Liberty devices. So they surveyed a bunch of people. That's not the interesting part. Let's go into favorability rating, similar. The other issue is its net unfavorable ratings. Trump stands at 51.7, with Biden at 52.6, marking what is reportedly the first time that the former president had a better unfavorable rating than the current president. Congratulations, Democrats. You got what you voted for, I guess, or you got what your puppet masters arranged to have put in office. Is that what you voted for? Did you really want Biden and Kamala? Really? That was a better option than Trump? You got to be insane to think that now. I know it's been a year. It's like, I'm obviously not talking to the far left. You're not listening to this, but you're welcome to. But if you're on the moderate left, you got to look at this and go like, "What? Oh my God, what have we done?" At least Trump knew what he was doing. Was he? He's not. I'm not rah one of those MAGA people. It's never that, but. He didn't have dementia. Like Hillary would have been a better choice than Biden. For all her corruption, she didn't have dementia. She had some health issues, but they didn't affect her cognitive abilities, I don't think. She had a cough and she had some other health issues, but like her thinking process was sharp, and so was Trump's. Even though, people don't like Hillary or Trump, I can look at both of them and say, yeah, but if you put them in charge of something, it would be done competently. And you look at Biden, it's like, he doesn't have the full-on dementia that our guys say he does. It's more of a case of he's slowed down. He doesn't have the memory that he did. He can't, one thing about being in office is, like Biden could run a business. He would probably just be fine. He might take a little bit longer to come to the decision, but that's not what a president is. A president might need to make rapid decisions, and he needs to have a lot of things going on in his brain. And honestly, I look at Trump and Hillary, even though they don't have any cognitive issues at all, and they're almost 80, that's really too old for someone to be the chief executive. We should be looking like 15 years younger for everyone across I know there's no upper limit on the presidency, but maybe there should be. Or have a cognitive test first, something. You look at Biden, you're like, oh God, he's not all there, and he's slow, And it's also the perception of, during when the ship is in rough waters, you want to look at the captain, and you want to feel good about the captain. He's the best man for a job. He's going to do everything he can to save the ship. Everything. He is the best person to be at the helm. You look at Biden, you're like, oh dear God, no. Oh, and then you look at Kamala, the next in the line of succession. You're, oh sweet Jesus, no. And then what's next in the Pelosi? You're like, oh my God, we're so fucked. These people are insane. I look at Trump and like, you can hate Trump and Hillary and still you'd be like, oh God, please, Trump or Hillary. You could flip a coin. It's like, yeah, they may be idiots in many ways, but at least they don't have these mental impairment of hearing Biden struggle for his words and repeat himself and interrupt himself and just get lost. Like, the optics of that don't look good when other world leaders and people around the world, third world countries, are looking at the president being like, okay, so we know we're not dealing with Biden. We're dealing with his executive branch, his executive cabinet. You look at them and like, okay, these are the people who are really crafting the decisions. So it's like you really want to position. Here's the thing with Trump. He had a position of strength. People looked at him and honestly, legitimately thought he was a little bit crazy, which he might have been a little bit crazy, maybe a little crazy like a fox. But he was playing from a position of strength. The dude went to North Korea and walked through North Korea with a dictator. And the left tried to play that off as like somehow it was a bad thing to do. It's like that was a huge big balls position. That took huge balls on the world stage. Not reelecting Trump was probably the greatest screw up in America's history, because it's probably going to be a pivotal point that leads to a lot of the next Civil War and the next World War III. And I don't think it's just a case of Trump was just prolonging those things. I look at Biden and Kamala and then look beyond them to the executive cabinet, and I go, oh, God. Oh, my God. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys all on Odysee and Bit Chute, Gab, and Discord.